The Rochester Castle Concerts is a 5-concert series that's been running annually for the last 21 years, I believe. And we do 4 evenings of events, and then on a Sunday afternoon we have a local event that's free for local people. As I say, entertainment have been involved right from the beginning, which was 21 years ago, we believe, and this will be my 11th Rochester Castle Concerts. When I first started, I was just a production assistant to Dick T, usual lackey stuff, dressing rooms, sweeping, mopping, making the tea. But obviously, as the years have progressed and our schedules progressed, Dick's now off doing other shows, and I'm now in charge of this one. The Rochester Castle itself and the Castle Gardens are they're actually owned and run by Medway Council, but they are in partnership with the English Heritage. We're in the confines of the castle walls, which is fantastic, and that actually helps us in certain circumstances with security and creating, the arena for us. But obviously, if you look up and look around you, the castle is very old, and it does then prove quite problematic sometimes, especially in terms of access routes, and also because of the way we've got the stage. A huge castle does give us problems with slapback and sound issues as well. So obviously we have to plan very carefully to make sure that logistics and sound-wise particularly, everything works to plan. The main gateway in is quite narrow. You can get an Arctic through, which is useful. Some things we've had to breathe in a little bit, but so far, touch wood, everything's been okay. For this show, obviously, it is run by Medway Council, but obviously they do try and make sure that it does cover its own costs. I mean, obviously, it isn't a protected site. We don't want to be knocking anything down. Luckily, we've developed the site in such a way that we try and interfere with the castle as little as possible. So in terms, other than actually coming through the main gate, we try and stay away from the fabrications of the castle as much as possible, with the exception of the proms night, when we do fly a Union flag from the top of the keep. Because the shows have been running for so long, there's obviously an expectation from the customer as well. There are events that we do elsewhere where we don't have the daylight screens, or we wouldn't put quite so much into the production itself, but we've now got a reputation with the locals and with the artists and the agents as well, who thankfully have come back more than once. Agents make sure that we try and book one of their other acts the following year, so yeah, it's good that we have a reputation for quality. Medway Council are obviously our client, and they deal with all of the promotion of the event. They would deal with the box office sales and as I say, the local promotion, press and marketing, but they then bring us in to handle everything else. So for them, we do the production services, we are the site management company, and we also do all of the artist procurement and artist advancing as well. A lot of our suppliers have stuck with us, and like we always say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The suppliers are very aware of the limitations that we have here at the castle. It is in a very residential area. We have had to do quite some substantial changes to sound equipment to make sure that we're kept within noise limits on and off site. So in that respect, it's better for us to keep the experience, but at the same time, there's not. The client is very happy with the services. The suppliers are very happy with the event. They like this event, and so that's what we try and do. Every year we do an audit. Every year we might revisit a different aspect to see whether or not we are still getting value for money, and thankfully 9 times out of 10 we find out that we are.
Hi, I'm Carl Maggety. I work for Medway Council. I've got a long title actually. It's Head of Service for Festival Arts, Theatres and Events, but in fact in this context I'm just the events manager. Yes, we do something like 40 days of free festivals, and we do something like just beginning to the end really, from December to December. This has to be one of the flagships, yes. We're Dickens based around here, so I have to say one of our Dickens Festival of Christmas is this, but this is the flagship, as you can see behind you. It's important to do this for several reasons. I mean, it helps the local economy very, very well. Lots of people come here, and it's a fantastic picturesque place, so people go to see it. It also helps us as a destination. We've got a destination management plan, which encourages us to again attract people here. As you can see behind you, the wonderful castle. It's certainly a break-even thing. We try to make money because, of course, it's taxpayers' money that we use. We certainly don't go out to rip people off in order that we make huge amounts of money. But yes, if it's cost-effective and doesn't cost the council anything, then it's great. And it usually does that, which is a fantastic achievement, I have to say. It's been around for about 30 years. However, I have to say 20 years ago, a young gentleman called Dick T came to see us because we had an opera to do here. So he brought in the Orbit stage. Prior to that, we had a little try-sail that we used to do, you know. The orchestra used to be under a tent, and we did it. So the real production started about 20 years ago and has been going since. I've been involved in it for 20 years. I was one of those people who was holding Dick's hand and we walked along. I think Dick actually did it a year before me, so I've been here 20 years. We've seen lots of things develop and we've worked together actually to build it into what it is now. As you can see, it's a very intimate space. We never ever wanted to leave here, so we've always tailored the shows to match the 4,500 people that actually fit into here. Most artists love it. I think the most important thing we did was try to move the council away from safety, from doing the RPO and maybe the BBC Jazz Orchestra, to doing what they saw as pop concerts, contemporary concerts, and even brought out an element of rock. Because there's diversity, and I think we want to bring quality entertainment to as many people of Medway as possible, but actually also because I love it and I think it's fun. Some of the challenges to get artists here, you know, we've had artists of the caliber of Van Morrison here, and we've also brought homegrown artists and given people, you know, a chance to play out here. We try to keep, you know, bands that are likely to fill 4,500, but clearly we don't go for bands that are going to attract 10,000 people because it's pointless. So we get that balance that way. Lots of artists actually want to be intimate and close to the audience, and so they choose to come here for that reason. It's really a case of, I mean, Chatham and Medway has a history of you know, hosting huge bands. I mean, the Stones, Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, people like that used to play Chatham quite regularly. So there's a sort of depth of knowledge around here. So it's easy to actually select bands that can be attractive to the locals. Well, I think residents wouldn't have that much faith in us and allow us to do this if we didn't have that kind of relationship, we didn't have that quality. Yeah, we've got strict guidelines and we stick to them. You know, we've got sound monitors who wander around the place, safety records very, very high. And of course, when people are going home, we make sure that they go home quietly and we pick up all the litter from their back gardens. And, you know, it's a joint thing, but it's proven that, again, we do it as a local authority and the production company do it. They do it at Glastonbury Abbey, they do it at various other places, and you know, so it works.
Yeah, Martin Audio, they're an English manufacturer of loudspeaker systems. Capitol are actually the only company that run the whole range of their systems. So over the years, obviously system design's changed, and we are now in a situation where we're supplying a line array system because through the years working with Amy is that we've realised you need, and local authorities especially, you need to keep the sound in the site rather than outside the site, and line array technology helps us to concentrate the sound within the audience area and steer it away from walls and reflective surfaces, which improves the sound for the audience. The design of the sub-array really is that if you have a cardioid array, so that you have a null behind it, is that in Rochester here the sensitive sites are behind the stage, so that's something that we incorporate within the system design. And then the line array, that actually, because it concentrates the sound onto the audience, is it's a much quieter sound in the town centre, which was always the issue with older arrayable systems.
Yeah, I think we come here since 15 years now, and it's a pleasure every year to come here and do these proms with these people and Dick T and everybody, because everything is fine, is in order, everything is timing, and for us it's perfect, and we got a good welcome here, and we love to come to England to do that. And this year we got summer, which has not been every year, so we enjoy it. We bring that. This sun is coming from France. notice, please. We got 2 pools which are around 15,000 liters each, and we are working with 2 8-meters fountains, and this goes up to 6-7 meters, and we play with hands on the music. The music's coming on the ear, and then we go like an orchestra, live with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. We love it. And the Rule Britannia and things, and we run the flags. We love it. It's a pleasure.
We're in sunny Rochester today. It's 30 degrees centigrade and very hot.
Yes, melting.
This is a very easy gig, I would say. It's 4 days, looking after 3 different headline acts. Lunch and dinner, very relaxed, nice crew. Pleasure to work here. Love it. Mandy's making some beautiful cakes, lovely salads.
Queen of puddings.
Yeah, Blaze is,
So we say.
Blaze is our chef, making some lovely food. Very relaxed gig. I enjoy this, knowing that I'll be doing this show with you. I think this is my 6th year doing it here. One to definitely look forward to, yeah. It just seems to be now that people are sort of eating a lot more hot sauces than ever before. It seems to be sort of like a fad, a sort of trend thing, I would say.
Not for
Hot
me.
sauces. I do enjoy it. Sriracha would be my favourite.
Well, for dessert, we've got hot chocolate fondant with basil. We've got apple pie brulees, and we have got chocolate Oreo cheesecake.